and the key was spreading the wealth around, throwing a touchdown to an NFL record 13 different guys. And Ryan's 9.26 yards per attempt rate was the highest ever in a single season. Matty Ice and the three other guys on this list, Rodgers, Marino, and Warner, all won MVP honors in their respective seasons. Now, on the field, Matt Ryan may be the reigning NFL MVP, but he's a reluctant superstar off it. The quarterback finds himself among the NFL's elite, but prefers the solitude of the ninth green over the noise of the red carpet. In fact, in the offseason, one of the most likely places you'll find Matty Ice is on the links. Our Jim Trotter caught up with the Falcons quarterback and spent a day on the course talking touchdowns and tee shots.
What's up, boy? Congratulations, man, on that MVP, man.
Man, you the man, dude.
Nah.
You going down as one of the all-time great, man. I'm just glad to be a part.
These guys are on camera. I paid them to come here. I paid them all to come here and say this stuff.
Talking to Matt Ryan, the MVP of the NFL, here on 680 and 93.7 FM.
Have you had a chance to watch the game?
You know, I watched it the day after, I watched it 2 days after, and then I watched it 3 days after. You want to be able to deal with it appropriately. And maybe that's different for everybody. For me, it was, all right, let's watch. Does it feel the same way it felt as we were going through it?
I think both your coaches have both gone on record and said that they would have not have done anything differently. Would you have?
If you were going to tell me to do the same things to get the same result, you know, obviously we'd all say, no, we would have done something differently. But you got to believe in what you're doing. And that's kind of the way we were all year. We played aggressive the entire year. That's not going to change. We didn't get it done in those couple of plays.
Oh, be the club.
Oh, he ripped it. Four!
Oh, man.
That was close. Too much roll.
Tell me again how you came to love this game.
You know, I grew up playing a little bit just a couple times a year with my dad and brothers. When I got down here during the off season, my first year, I lived in, you know, a golf community that we're playing at today. And you got some free time, man, when you get into the off season. I was probably legitimately like a 10 or a 12 handicap. And now, you know, depending on the time, I mean, I'm like a 1 or, you know, right around there. I've gotten a lot better. But for me, it's a great escape too, especially during the off season, you know, to be able to go play and spend, you know, 4 hours with your buddies. There we go.
So what are the parallels between this game and football?
You know what, honestly, I think the moves, like hitting a golf ball and throwing a football, are super similar.
What about mentally?
I think golf probably might be tougher. You always have like 5 minutes in between shots where you can just overanalyze what you just did. I think being able to get out of your own way, out of your own head, not thinking, is key.
All right, Matt, what do we got here?
Okay, we got like 116, I think, to the pin, uphill. So for me, I'm gonna hit like a little 52-degree wedge, 3/4. Try and hit it right past the pin and bring it back. It's a little bit to the right. God damn, I have a 15-footer. I'm not sure I can get closer.
How are you?
Great, how are you? What's your name?
Billy.
Billy? Nice to meet you. What's up, man? What's your name?
Okay.
Nice to meet you guys.
We signed it.
Yeah.
Was the Super Bowl fun?
Super Bowl was fun up until the last few minutes. Let me get that for you. All right. Nice to meet you. You guys have a good afternoon.
Have fun.
Thanks, I will.
Oh, now if one of us veteran media guys had asked you if the Super Bowl was fun, we would have gotten the death stare. How do you get past a game like that?
I think that little scar will always be there for sure. You can't change what happens. And that's not a bad thing. I think it serves as good motivation as you move forward. But to get past it, I think you got to start preparing and working for the next one. And that's kind of where my mind has been at. I feel like I'm at peace with what happened.
Oh, baby. Matt.
Go. Go.
Come on. Oh, beautiful. Eagle.
That was a good one.
Eagle.
Oh, man.
Finish on an eagle.
Nice to see him finish on a high note. Nice to have Jim here with us, and we'll get to you in just a second. But, Matt, you know what he's feeling because at the end of the 2005 season, you had to get past a Super Bowl loss to the Steelers. So how did you do it?
I mean, I was at that game. I still don't know how they lost that game. Like, he's put the demons behind him, so congratulations to him. I'm looking at that, though, and I'm saying the only reason that he's able to do that is because he's got a chance to go out and win one this year and the year after and probably the year after and the year after. So at some point, though, if he doesn't get that ring, this is going to sting a lot more than it does right now. But he definitely seems like someone who's in a good place, focused on what he needs to be focused on, leading his team, you know, trying to get back to the Super Bowl this year.
Is that your takeaway?
Oh, absolutely. One of the things he did in the offseason when the players had their first meeting before going to workouts is he wanted to allow guys to put this all behind them. They had a players-only meeting, obviously. He said, get it off your chest if you have any issues with what happened, and then let's move forward. Let's close the book on it, and that's what he's done.
All right, more from Jim later in the show and more quarterback issues coming up. We haven't heard Teddy Bridgewater